I just went to see Lee, which I guess you could say is the biopic of Lee Miller's life, the lead actress being Kate Winslet, and one of her supporting roles, Andrea Riseborough. She's the one who did To Leslie that was nominated a few years ago for Best Actress. That was just like unreal. And I really enjoyed it. I have to admit, I missed the first 5 minutes. I never do that, but I did. And so I kind of missed the setup, which I would have liked to have seen. And the way, I just really enjoyed it. Kate Winslet is an extraordinary actress. It's a very like, how do I say this? Like a normal movie, like a normal basic movie. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, but it's like, it wasn't trying to do anything crazy or abstract. It was showing her life told through her photographs, through her perspective. But I did really like the uniqueness of how it was shown and how certain photos were captured, and just certain comments that it was making about women and how groundbreaking it was that she even existed. But yes, Andrea was also extraordinary. I enjoyed it. I was the youngest person in the theater. There was a lot of people in the theater were very elderly. So I feel like that's very clear, the demographic for some people, depending on the types of movies you see. You might think it's really slow. Kate Winslet is one of my favorite actresses. I will see anything that she's in just to watch her. So it was nice that the movie was good as well. Spoiler alert. I loved the reveal that it was her son. I did kind of get tipped off to that fact when he asked her, like, tell me about your mother. But then when I found out that it was literally based on the book that he wrote, I believe along with his dad, of finding all of her photographs and having no idea what his mother did during the war. And I think it's just such a beautiful example of how much trauma older generations can hold and how much sometimes our parents have been through that children have no idea because it's never shared with them. So I really liked when I first was like, oh, so she's being interviewed about her life. Like, that's been done a million times before. But then when I found out, oh, it's her son, and it's almost like he's imagining that as he's going through her photographs, that was actually really cool. So yeah, a great drama biopic, solid. Something that I think is important to mention is that the director of this film was a woman, and that 2 out of the 3 writers of this film were women. And that was something that I actually was really, really present to when I was watching it, I was very, very clear before I even knew. I'm like, this is from an authentic woman's perspective. I can tell by the shots and what they're emphasizing. And I just think it's so important. And so often, man, so many films that the protagonists are women, or they're about these famous women, and they're directed and written and executive produced, and like it's 90% men behind them. And it's just so freaking inauthentic. So that was very refreshing about this film.